Hello everyone, welcome to Alice and Anna. This is Alice at the mic, y'all. Today's video is about traveling, and I know it's a little ironic considering the current situation, but I thought we can all watch this and pretend like we're actually traveling somewhere. About 2 years ago, I went to Australia for a month, and since then my phone has died and all of the photos and videos got lost, unfortunately. And therefore we're going to be relying only on my Instagram stories and some random footage I took on my camera for whatever reason. I don't remember why. So the reason why I came to Australia was because my older brother was doing his master's degree at the University of Melbourne, and my mom and I, we flew in to celebrate his graduation with him. We arrived on the 10th of December and stayed in Melbourne for a bit, and it was actually very funny because in Australia it is summer in December, so all of the Christmas decorations look really awkward. There was a plastic Christmas tree on the city square and it was melting because it was so hot, but we chilled by the waterfront, discovered some cool graffiti streets, took some pictures there and just overall chilled. My first impression of the country was that it was really hot, and I do not deal with hot weather very well, so I was suffering a little bit. Oh, and everyone was super nice, like every single person I talked to was incredibly friendly. Then on the 14th of December, my mom and I, we flew to the Gold Coast. Our hotel was really cheap, so we did not expect to get such an insane view. Gold Coast is exactly what I'd imagined Australia was going to be like. A never-ending beach, ocean and waves, people surfing at all times, super hot and green. Some people call the city Australian Miami. I think it does look very similar, and the center of the city is not very big, but I really liked it. And yeah, more questionable Christmas decorations. Another place which was about an hour away from the Gold Coast was this insane rainforest. It's called Tambourine Rainforest Skywalk. I have to say, Australia is the chillest country that I have ever been to. Not a care in the world. It honestly felt like everyone was on Zen or smoked some weed all the time. I'm actually incredibly lucky to have seen this rainforest in real life, and I wish that every single person would get a chance to experience this in their life. The trails were super easy to walk on and there weren't that many people there, so the atmosphere was very calming. And I'm usually not that crazy about forests in general, and I think they're really cool, obviously. But I did not feel complete relaxation when I'm in the forest, if that makes sense. But this particular rainforest was the only exclusion. I honestly think that I have found inner peace at that place. It had some cool facts about different trees and bushes and other various flora and fauna, and if one day you will be somewhere near, please check it out. It was absolutely fantastic. We also went to the Byron Bay, which is like a pretty small city, and it's very famous for people just surfing there non-stop all the time. It's quite small and the weather was quite rainy, but I really liked it, and unfortunately I did not have any footage. I just remember that it was really wonderful. But on our way there, we stopped at the most eastern point of the mainland Australia, and it was really beautiful. I thought I was gonna cry. I do not remember the significance of this lighthouse, but it was super cute. But the view was just, I have no words to describe it, and there's just something so majestic, but at the same time completely horrifying to be looking at the coastline and knowing that there is absolutely nothing except water for thousands of miles ahead. Super cool. Then the other day we decided to check out Brisbane, since it is quite near to the Gold Coast, and I did not expect the city to be so absolutely lovely. It was raining in the morning, which was a bummer, and the viewing point wasn't that beautiful, but in a couple of hours the weather was just perfect. There were some random birds chilling by the waterfront. By the way, the waterfront is super lovely. There are some gardens on the side and some temple with very, very interesting architecture. It was so chill and cool. I kind of wanted to cry again. Also, there were a bunch of lizards and some unknown birds all the time, everywhere, but I chose to ignore them because they were kind of scary, not gonna lie. There was also a public pool in Brisbane. A free public pool just in the middle of the city. It was really cute and very, very clean, so good job Australians, but so unusual to me to see this. Later we checked out the Queensland Museum because I'm an art student actually, and I do make arts, thank you very much. And there was this whale in the sky and I cried again because it was really pretty and perfect and I just love whales. Oh, also this bird was there. And in the evening we walked around the city centre, but I did not have any videos saved. I just remember that it was really nice and crowded for some reason. Another absolute must in Australia, obviously an animal sanctuary. We went to Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary. I'm actually really sad that none of my videos survived, but it's a super cool place. There were lots of native Australian animals and they were so cute! I even got to hold a koala bear and I fell in love with them forever and ever, and I kind of want one now, and I think my heart got broken when that woman took him away from me. Anyways. Oh, and I always dreamt to fight a kangaroo. I don't know why, but they just remind me of the Slavs. Therefore, I absolutely had to square them up, but then nobody actually wanted to fight me. So I tried to fight this bird, and they also declined me. Whatever.
Слышь, ты, а? Че? А? А?
I think that is pretty much of what we did in Gold Coast. On 19th of December we came back to Melbourne, did some shopping, celebrated Christmas, and a couple of days later my mom has left back to Russia, so my brother and I stayed there and just chilled for a little bit. On the 30th of December we flew to Sydney. On the first day we just walked around the city centre and Sydney was really wonderful. I really liked it. Now for the New Year's Eve, we woke up crazy early in the morning and stood in line for like 5 hours to get inside one of the free official viewing points to watch the fireworks. It was really crazy, but luckily we packed some food and water, we had some portable chargers on us, and we snatched a pretty good spot. Closer to the evening, it started pouring raining, which was very sad at first, but then it was kind of fun to get completely wet in the rain while you're sitting beside hundreds of strangers suffering just like you are. Some people started blasting music and we made some friends. Oh, and we were also already pretty drunk at that point. But the coolest part of it all is that we counted the right time, shared headphones with my brother, and played Nights by Frank Ocean. So right when the beat switched, the fireworks went off and it was the most cleansing experience of my entire life. This was definitely one of the best New Year's Eves I have ever celebrated. The next day we just walked around Sydney and went to the super zen Chinese Garden of Friendship, and we also went to the Madame Tussauds Museum. I actually have a whole story highlight posted about jokes we made there, so if you want to check that out, go to my Instagram. And we went to all the beaches that I really wanted to go to, like these ones. On the 5th of January, we returned back to Melbourne, rented a car, and went on a road trip by the Great Ocean Road. There was no internet there, and I barely have any photos left from there, but I honestly think that I came out a different person after that trip. If you ever get a chance to be in Australia, this is an absolute must. I cannot even give you any details because there are no words to describe what I felt. I don't want to be cheesy, but I think you just need to experience this, and this is just a little tip for you guys if you ever get a chance to travel to Australia. Anyways, we returned to Melbourne again, and on the 10th of January I was flying back to London. Australia is a wonderful place, and I hope everyone will get to experience it at least once in their life. And usually I don't want to return to the places that I've already been to, but in this case I definitely want to come back. It was a cultural reset for me, and I really think it was one of the absolute best holidays in my entire life. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it and leave a comment if you want, and don't forget to subscribe. It would really mean a lot to us, and stay safe, stay sane. I love y'all. Ka-chow!